First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rukak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to you, Akim and you, Akwat, that believe in all sincerity. This video is going to be entitled Stockholm Syndrome and Israel. And as I was scrolling through Now This News channel on YouTube in the community section, I found this. Okay, it explains where the phrase Stockholm Syndrome came from. Okay, and I want to read this. Okay, and get some scriptures. Lord willing, this will be edifying because Israel has a form of Stockholm Syndrome. Okay, so let's read this. Okay, it says 50 years ago this week, the concept of Stockholm Syndrome originated from a bank robbery in Sweden. Experts believe the condition is a survival instinct that develops as a way for victims to cope with the trauma of being in a life-threatening situation, though it's still unknown exactly why it occurs. Okay, and the picture says on the top, the caption, the phrase Stockholm Syndrome was born 50 years ago following a botched bank robbery in Sweden. Here's its original story. It all began on the morning of August 23rd, 1973 in Stockholm, Sweden, when convicted thief Jan Erik Olsson walked into the Sveriges credit bank, pulled out a gun, fired at the ceiling, and shouted, "The party has just begun." Olsson took 4 bank employees hostage in a vault where they would be held for 6 days. He asked for $700,000 and a getaway car, $700,000 and a getaway car and a bulletproof vest. Olsson also demanded the police release Clark Olofsson, whom he had been incarcerated with, and bring him to the bank. Authorities complied, although they did not hand over the car keys. Unable to escape without the car, Olsson and Olofsson refused to surrender. By the second day, however, the 4 hostages had forged a surprising bond with their captors. Okay? One hostage even told then Prime Minister Olof Palme that she was more afraid of the police than she was of Olsson and Olofsson. After a 6-day-long standoff, police finally stormed the vault, filling the bank with tear gas and arresting Olsson and Olofsson. 2 officers sustained non-fatal gunshot wounds, but in the end, no hostages were harmed. When one hostage was being taken away by authorities on a stretcher, she even yelled out to Olofsson, "Clark, I will see you again." Okay, and that is Stockholm Syndrome. Okay, it's named after a bank robbery gone bad in Stockholm, Sweden. Okay, when a guy, held up a bank, as we read, and ultimately 4 hostages, actually forged a surprising bond, okay, with the 2 captors. Okay, and you can read this on Now This News, okay, in the community section of the page. All right, and our people have forged a bond with their captor, okay, Esau Edom. All right, so you'll often hear us referred to as our people have Stockholm Syndrome, and this is explaining why, okay, why we say that and what Stockholm Syndrome is. Okay, so let's go to the book of Isaiah 30. Okay, let's see, Isaiah 30. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." Okay, so that rebellious children, okay, is Israel. You see, and they take a counsel, but it's not of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. They cover themselves with another spirit, okay, which is that spirit is really the spirit of America. Okay, and figuratively here, it's speaking about Egypt, because it says in the second verse that walk to go down into Egypt. Okay, and here in America, okay, people are covering themselves with a covering. They have a certain spirit upon them that is not of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, they got a spirit of loving their oppressor, envying his ways, which the scriptures say, to envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. So they add sin to sin, okay, because they're in that do as thou wilt, they're in that land of the home, land of the free, okay. Supposedly, you're free to do whatever you want here in America. That's what America's known for, and that's why so much confusion and in rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai goes on. You see, it says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, and that's what our people do. Okay, they strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, they trust in oppression. Okay, they trust in the American way, in the military, in the voting, process, in democracy, and really, they're slaves. We are slaves here in America. So-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, which are the biblical Israelites, are really slaves. You see, and our people, that are not in the knowledge, they walk to go down into Egypt, okay, and they don't ask the prophets. They don't seek the counsel of the Lord. They cover themselves with this American, pride, and you see a lot of Issachar with MAGA hats. You see a lot of Jake, voting, and they say they're voting the lesser evil into office, but really, both parties, Republican and Democrat, are the same. They have the same agenda. And Isaiah 30:2 at the top, that walk to go down into Egypt. Now, through the Spirit, I saw this and it reminded me of Isaiah 30:2. As you go up, let's see. There was another article here. Here it is. As you see here, Monday, August 28th, marks 60 years since Martin Luther King Jr. led 250,000 people in the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. The 1963 march culminated in a mass gathering at the Lincoln Memorial where King delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. Okay, and this is an example of people that, they walk to go down into Egypt and are not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, and look at what happened to Martin Luther King. Okay, he was ultimately assassinated. Okay, because him having a dream of blacks and whites getting together was not the dream of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, whom the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. You see, they walked to go down to Egypt, and on Monday, marked 60 years since Martin Luther King Jr. led 250,000 people to march to Washington. As it says here, thousands gathered in D.C. to mark the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. Okay, all these people, Jake's banded together. Okay, look at this guy. He got the fraternity hat. You see, this is the spirit of the oppressor. This is not the spirit that we're to be in. We're not, we're not trying to join no fraternities. Okay, we're not trying to go down to march, protest. join hand in hand with the oppressor. Okay, this is Stockholm syndrome, and that's why I brought this out, because through the Spirit, this links up with Isaiah 30 as well. It says civil rights should be a reality, not a dream. Okay, just some pictures. Look at this guy. I am the dream. He's a Mo. He looked like a Mo. And look at this lady to the side. Together we rise. So this is Stockholm syndrome, man. People wanting to, get a seat at the table of their oppressor. Okay, 60 years later, still in the same place. So what's marching gonna do? Okay, you see what happened to Martin Luther King. Okay, this is Isaiah 30:2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, they want to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. And who's the modern day Pharaoh? These presidents. Okay, and they trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, and America is likened to Egypt for its oppression. Okay, like the Israelites went into slavery in Egypt, they also served slavery here in United States, in America. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Okay, because ultimately, when America is destroyed, okay, which a lot of people think this is the promised land. Mormons think that. A lot of people think that this is the land of milk and honey. Okay, but really it's going to be your shame. Okay, and people are confused. They're very confused to think that that America is going to give you a fair shake. Okay, that this really is the land of the free, which it's not. It's likened it to Egypt. Okay, and the Israelites served slavery in Egypt. Okay. 7, jumping down to 7, Isaiah 30:7, for the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. And these Egyptians, these modern day Egyptians, which America and their their assistance programs. Okay, they're wanting to so-called do right by the so-called to the so-called black man and the Latino and the Native American. It's really all in vain. It's to no purpose. Your stimulus checks. All right, because if you see now how bad inflation is, it's like it's so bad now. It's like you don't even remember them stimulus checks. You went through whatever you bought so quick. Right? Therefore have I cried concerning this, their strength is to sit still. Okay, now go write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come, forever and ever. Okay, so it's going to be made known. Okay, that to get helped here in America is vain. Okay. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh. And our people don't want to hear the law. Okay, they say that the law is done away with. Okay, when really, all the scriptures is the law, statutes and commandments of the Most High. Okay, it says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And that's what our people ultimately want to hear. They want to hear smooth things. They don't want to hear the right things. They don't want to hear the things, okay, they cut. Ultimately they just want to, they want to be told lies. They want the prosperity doctrine. They want the pastors to get on stage and perform, this, that, and the other, when in reality the prophets used to prophesy, okay, what was to happen. Okay. And these words, these prophecies, okay, they're speaking loud and clear in these latter days. Okay, the Bible is unfolding right in front of people's eyes, whether they want to take heed to it or not. So it says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Yeah. Yeah, they don't want the prophets to prophesy of Yahushai, the true Messiah of the Most High. Okay, they want to hear about the pale-skinned, blue-eyed Jesus, okay, which tells you that everybody can come together, everybody can make it, and that's not the truth. Because here it is, our oppressor has been robbing and murdering us for hundreds of years, okay, and he's just going to get the kingdom. Okay, where's the true justice? That would make Jesus unfair, but see, Yahushua is fair. The scriptures say the Lord is not mocked, for what a man sow, that shall he reap. Okay. So, also it says those that plow iniquity shall reap the same. Okay. The scriptures are right things. Okay. Scriptures speak about true judgment, and our people, they don't want to hear that. They're in that love my oppressor spirit, that Stockholm syndrome. All right. Just like you saw here. Okay. This is Stockholm syndrome right here, wanting to get together 60 years later and remember the march. They didn't do nothing. You still got Jake getting killed, by police. Slavery still exists. It's just modern day slavery. Okay. Look at what they're pushing on our people. This is not, they're causing, people want the Holy One to cease from before. They want you to get out the way. We don't want to hear that. Tell us something good. That Shaka Khan spirit. Okay. So yeah, our people are in that Stockholm syndrome, just like how you saw here. In this article, what was it? Four hostages had as you see here, the four hostages had forged a surprising bond with their captors. All right. In Sweden. And that's what these people have done. Look at them in, the Lincoln Memorial, marching, wanting equality, because Jake know that there's no equality here in America. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because he despised his word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. You see, the Holy One of Israel, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay. Man, knows you, Jakes, despise the word and trust in oppression, and perverseness and stay thereon. And that guy, I am the dream. Okay. So the dream is for America to just be a bunch of moles. That's perverseness, and people want to stay on that. Okay. So yeah, that's Stockholm syndrome at its finest. Salakia. It says, therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Okay. NLT, calamity will come upon you suddenly, like a bulging wall that bursts and falls. In an instant, it will collapse and come crashing down. And America has been prophesied to in Jeremiah that it cannot be healed, and that was in those times. That's written in the Bible in Jeremiah's times. You see, so at any time, okay, America's about to fall. Okay, America is Babylon. America is spiritually Sodom in Egypt. Okay, 15. For thus saith the Lord thy power, the Holy One of Israel, in returning, right, and rest shall ye be saved. Right, you return to the Lord. You have rest, and ye shall be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, and ye would not. Or people, they don't want Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They want Biden. They want Trump. They want Obama. Okay? But ye said no, for we will flee upon horses, therefore shall ye flee, and we will ride upon the swift, therefore shall they pursue you. Therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. You see? Yeah, we will flee upon horses, and that's what people think, man. That when all hell breaks loose, when America comes tumbling down, that they're going to have the military's going to step in. Who wants to go to war with America? Who can make war with the beast? They have that spirit. But in reality, they're going to be the ones that are fleeing when they see how America gets destroyed. Okay, how the counsel of the Lord ultimately prevails. Okay, how prophecy comes to pass. All right, this is Isaiah 31. Okay, at the top it says, "Help not in Egypt, but in the Most High." And you got a lot of people that help America just continue. Okay, with that spirit that they're in. Always running in that rat trap. Okay, wanting to grease the wheels of America. And we all got to function here in Babylon and in Egypt. Okay, in America, but ultimately, we're spiritually coming out of this place, man. You see, when the Lord opens your mind to the true understanding, you don't have Stockholm syndrome. You don't love your enemy. You don't love your oppressor. You deal wisely. But you don't love your oppressor, man. You don't form no bond with the oppressor in that fashion. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. Okay? Yeah, woe, which means destruction unto those that go down to Egypt. They go down to America and they trust in their chariots, their horses, their armies, their military, because supposedly they're strong. But you don't trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Okay? So, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is wise. He will bring evil, which evil means bad times, and not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. So the Lord's going to rise up against those that help, the evildoers, that those that help, work the iniquity here in America. And you got a lot of people that are in the service of just helping America, helping the oppressor, just that Stockholm spirit, It says, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. This is when Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. You see? Right. Yeah. All right. Those who help will stumble, and those that are being helped will fall down. And they shall all fail together. So, there ain't going to be no help in America, man. Okay? You try to help this system, you're going to be taken out with this system, man. That's why, to the spirit, we don't cover ourselves with a covering that is not of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We don't have that Stockholm spirit. You see? We want, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to bring judgment on America, to bring true justice, for all that are oppressed. So, Lord willing, this was edifying, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim and you Aquat that believe in all sincerity. Shalom.